Welcome learners, here we are on the next topic, how to identify the difference between genuine and fake mails. Today in this video we will be learning how to identify the authenticity of mail. Let's move ahead. At this moment we all are familiar with emails. Every day more than 100 million mails are sent. Just take a look at your inbox. We receive mails from sources like banks, schools, companies, etc. We get mails from friends sending some kind of file or picture from office or colleges, or you may even receive a mail from some online store if you have purchased some product online. In all these scenarios you at least know the source, but what if the email is from an unknown entity? It may be a phishing mail. How to know if the received mail is from a legitimate source or not? To identify this, all we need is to understand the purpose of these emails. First of all, you need to question yourself. For example, if you receive a mail from XYZ where they are giving you a bumper offer of 20 lakh as you have won it in their lucky draw, in that mail they want your bank account details to transfer the winning amount. Firstly, as I asked you, have you played the lucky draw? Secondly, don't be greedy or panic after reading such a mail. Make sure you don't reply to that mail at all. Don't share any of your details. Check your inbox if you recently have signed in to any familiar website. If you don't see any kind of similar mail from that particular source, simply block it and report it spam. It is advisable to check the authenticity of the sender before reacting in any way to that particular mail. Note one thing, government organizations or any legitimate organizations or companies don't ask you for your account details through email. You need to be aware that companies, organizations and individuals are often targeted via the emails by cyber criminals. Well, Abraham Lincoln once said, you can fool some of the people all of the time and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. So stay alert from such fraudsters. Let's understand what a phishing email is actually. Phishing is an attack where the attacker pretends to be a legitimate one by sending fraudulent messages, emails, advertisements or even other means to steal sensitive information from the recipient, which is you, which basically attracts the victim to follow the attacker's message. In simple word, it's a web scam. In most of the phishing cases, the criminals send a link, clicking on which the recipient's information or the personal details would be unknowingly sent to the criminal and from there to some third party. This attack is a large scale attack where an attacker sends mail to the targeted victim mail ID, which looks as if it's coming from a legitimate source, with the intentions of tricking the victim, as we saw in our last example, where the attacker wants the victim to enter all his confidential details into a phishing website which pretends to be the legitimate one, but it is fake just to loop victims to get their data. Attackers plan to send the same email to a large number of email recipients. In case if one or two recipients won't react or ignore the mail, maybe in the hope that at least one or two will respond to the attacker. If you receive any kind of mail from an unknown source, remember a few points. By chance you receive an unsolicited mail from an institution, company, bank or from an online store that provides an attachment or a website link which asks you to fill in your details, immediately understand it is some kind of a scam. Legitimate banks or companies won't send emails requesting you to fill in your personal details or even ask for your passwords or credit card details, nor they will send any attachment to download. Remember, legitimate companies, not even banks, force you to fill any credentials on any random websites. Legitimate companies or banks will call you by your registered name, but if you receive a mail with a salutation, dear customer or dear account holder, immediately get aware that it is a phishing email as it is sent to a large number of people. Most of the companies will directly call you by your name and provide you with their official phone number to directly connect them. Remember, legitimate companies have their domain email addresses provided by the company itself. If you receive any mail from some bank check it in your inbox if it is from the bank email domain or it is from a Gmail. If it is from their own email address, then it is not a phishing mail. I hope next time onwards you can identify all the emails you received and deal with them safely. Now let's identify fake websites, all done with the Gmail, right? Let's go ahead. All we know that cybercrime has taken a long drive ahead so far, and this is all possible because of the changing technology from offline to online. Nowadays I think you guys have heard a lot about online scams where money is debited from account instead of crediting. One of the most popular place where scams take place is none other than the online shopping website, which sometimes are not what they seem to be. These shopping websites are fake because they are portrayed to look attractive, and the users fall prey where they sign up to buy or purchase something at the least price, and in that case they share all their details as well as they process the payments in a hurry. Today we are going to learn and understand the modus operandi of a website scam. Are you guys aware of HTTP or HTTPS? We visit multiple websites in a day, reading blogs, commenting on LinkedIn, liking your friend's post, but we don't even check the website which we have visited, is it a fake or a legitimate one. Until and unless we lose some amount from our account, we won't realize and get aware of this. But if you aren't caught in this trap, it does not mean you are safe. If you want to be safe, let's take care beforehand, shall we? First of all, you have to be aware and need to pay attention to the address bar or the URL of the website which you are going to visit. Okay? If you are on any website or if you receive any link, before clicking, make sure you look at the URL bar which begins with HTTP or HTTPS. If the URL is only HTTP, then it is not secure website. It may or may not be a fake website, whereas if the URL consists of HTTPS, then it is a secure one and it is identified by the SSL certificate which provides it authenticity. Where the S in HTTPS stands for secure and also provides the user an indication that the website is using encryption to protect its data from hackers. To be on the safer side, don't ever enter your credentials on an HTTP website. Based on the website, there might be a high possibility that websites may be fake or created for scam purposes. Sometimes internet web browsers give us a warning in red saying not secure. HTTPS is not the opposite of HTTP, but its younger cousin. The two are essentially the same in that both of them refer to the same hypertext transfer protocol that enables requested web data to be presented on your screen. But HTTPS is slightly different, more advanced and much more secured. Simply put, HTTPS protocol is an extension of HTTP. The S in the abbreviation comes from the word secure and it is powered by the transport layer security TLS, the successor of secure socket layer SSL. In addition to encrypting the data transmitted between the server and your browser, TLS also authenticates the server you are connecting to and protects the transmitted data from tampering. It helps me to think about it like this: HTTP in HTTPS is the equivalent of a destination while SSL is the equivalent of a journey. The first is responsible for getting the data to your screen and the second manages the way it gets there. With joint forces, they move the data in a safe fashion. Also, it is recommended that you check the domain name and age of the visited website. Scammers are very smart. They create similar websites that mimic giant brands like Amazon or OLX, and in this case, we get into the trap of these scammers just by looking at the domain or website name, similar to the popular companies like I gave an example of Amazon. Sometimes in the festive season, people tend to buy things online at least price or discounted price. Example like flat 80% discount and free vouchers, etc. before the festival arrives. In that case, scammers take a big advantage. As I said earlier, they mimic popular companies and create their own similar fake websites, and these websites are time oriented or limited for a particular time, just like a time bomb. Hence, it is easy to erase any traces of this crime. The target is basically to attract people with some offers, let them place orders, let them make payments, so that all the credentials are stored at the hacker's database. That is why it is necessary to check the domain name and age of the website to make sure whether it is a fraud one or not. Who is Lookup Domain Tracker? Is a website where you may paste any website link and it will give you the details of the domain name of the website, where it is registered, for how long has the website been active or accessible, etc. Just enter an IP and perform the IP lookup to find which organization or an individual who owns the specific IP address. Ensure that while making any payments, you use only secure payment options. Most of the time, shopping websites offer payment options such as wire transfer or unsecured payment, which are non-refundable. It is recommended that you stay away from such website. Though the design of the website looks great and genuine, but do not make any payments using unsecured options. Websites should offer standard secure payment options such as PayPal, debit card, credit card, unified payment interface, which is the UPI. Be proactive about protecting your information, such as sharing your passwords. If you happen to visit any website which attracts your attention, and if you are using it for some purpose without any login or sign up, still if you wish to have better privacy and confidentiality for your data, you may want to use some tools to protect yourself, such as to keep your saved credential safe from hackers, you may want to use a password manager. A password manager is a tool which stores all your passwords in a secure manner, and it is highly encrypted. In case of any data breach, if you are aware of any of these things too, then you want to protect your identity. You may want to go with an identity protection service. All the precautions we discussed in our today's video should be followed to secure yourself against such online frauds. It is as easy as staying alert and following basic security measures. Be conscious wherever you are visiting any website, online shopping platform, as it is a harmless experience and you realize this when you get into a trap. If the websites indicate a red flag or an alert box, immediately close the website. In our upcoming video, we will learn how to protect our most important confidential thing, that is our passwords. See you guys in the next video.